In an unprecedented move, the Education Ministry has cancelled the year-end exams for Primary 3 and 4 pupils. But the Primary 5 exams will continue under safe management measures. MOE says cancelling the exams will, quote, allow more time for curriculum recovery due to disruptions brought about by COVID-19. Instead, to report and give feedback on a pupil's learning progress, as well as recommend subject combinations, schools will draw on information from school-based assessments conducted throughout the year. The announcement drew mixed reactions from netizens who commented on the Straits Times' Facebook post. Some, like Wang Tun-jun, welcomed the cancellation, saying examination is only a means to test children's comprehension of matters taught. As long as knowledge is passed on to the students, education has taken place. But for Ivan Yeo, who claims to be a parent of a P3 pupil, he doesn't agree with the no exams move, as children nowadays are too relaxed and have no urgency. I'm happy to have the Straits Times' senior education correspondent, Sandra Davie, with me. Welcome to the show, Sandra. Sandra, quick reaction from you. What do you make of this latest announcement?
Well, I think it's a good decision. MOE said that it's for curriculum recovery, meaning that the topics that they missed out on earlier in the year because of the disruptions due to COVID-19. You know, assessments are important. They're part of the education process, but teachers are doing it all the time, right? They just do it in different forms. And it's important to do it because you need to understand as an educator whether children are keeping up with the curriculum and understood the subjects you're teaching, the different topics. And so they hold different forms of assessment. So it's not like they don't have assessments at all through the year. They do, several in fact, and that should be adequate. And I think it is also important for them to cover topics which are for their level of understanding into a subject. So it's good to balance the two, and it's good for students to learn, not for the sake of a test or exam, but just for the sake of learning and enjoying learning, right? Not necessarily for an exam that they're sitting for.
And it is an unprecedented move. So, Sandra, how would you allay any concerns from parents that may arise from today's announcements?
Okay, so some parents are worried that their kids do not have the practice, you know, or the experience of sitting for an exam, and they need that discipline to sit down and study. But as I said earlier, you know, assessments as an ongoing thing is part of the education process. And they've had several continual assessment tests, which would have given them adequate practice. And so there's really no need to worry. And besides, next year, I'm sure we'll be back to having mid-years and year-end examination for kids. So they will have adequate practice.
Conversely, the Primary 5 examinations are still going to continue. Why is it particularly important for it to be continued?
Well, you have a new PSLE scoring system that's come into place this year. So I think it's important for the students and their parents to understand where their Primary 5 kids, who are just 1 year away from taking the PSLE, to understand where they stand in relation to the new scoring system, because as you know, that kind of decides their progression into secondary school.
Well, thank you so much for your inputs, Sandra. I've been speaking with Sandra Davie, Senior Education Correspondent for the Straits Times.